Hey y'all, welcome to Nielsen Divination. So we're gonna do this Gucci Mane reading. So any of you guys that have been following me from my other channel to this channel, then you know I used to do these readings all the time, but I stopped doing them because like they just got the energy was just like I didn't want to deal with it no more. If I'm not getting paid, if there's not like a lot of energy exchange, whereas I'm not getting paid to put those videos out, and those type of videos take a lot of energy. For me, they do. Then yeah, I stopped doing them, and so but I was just really, really, really pulled and led to do this one for some reason. I wanted to do one about Wendy Williams, like Nicki Minaj. She was talking about, she was kind of making a connection with like Charlemagne and Wendy Williams, and she was talking about Keisha K. Gore and Gucci Mane, but she's not the only one saying that, right? So I was actually thinking about doing something about Wendy Williams and here lately, because I did a Wendy Williams video before on my other channel, and it was like when she so called like fell out years ago, when she was like dressed as like the Statue of Liberty, and and I wanted to do another one, but I was just like nah. So I've been kind of like through those videos, but I was just really, really led to do this one for some reason, and I kind of wanted to. It's another video. It's another one I wanted to do, y'all, about what was it? The girl Natalia and Natalia Grace. I think that was her name. I wanted to do that one, and I'm still thinking about doing that one. But I'm like, I don't know how the like momentum went down for that. I'm still thinking about that because that kind of bothers me. I just want to see what's going on with Gucci Mane. I think a lot of people want to know. A lot of people are just saying like, if you have, if your third eye's open, then I don't even know what's coming out because I didn't ask any questions. I know a question that I wanted to ask first, and my spiritual team probably know that too. So whatever comes out, then I'll see, because I'm trying to tell y'all about Natalia Grace right now while I'm shuffling. And so yeah, I'm real curious about that Natalia Grace situation. So I still might do that. And so when it comes to Gucci Mane, everybody was like, a lot of people whose third eye was open. You know what? Matter of fact, I think that's why I left off at. Anybody whose third eye is open, anybody who who's intuitive and they're used to using their discernment, you're gonna automatically say, okay, something wasn't right about that. They were calling him schizophrenic, and then I was watching this thing where a lot of people had their opinions on it, and it was making me say, okay, yeah, I really want to do this, because people were saying that, like, if you know anybody with schizophrenia, and she was like, she snapped her fingers and she was like, no, you're sick, come out of it. She tried to catch your episode before it happens. And personally, I will say this, as far as knowing somebody who is schizophrenic, I don't know anybody who has been diagnosed with schizophrenia. I know someone that people say is schizophrenic and might be diagnosed. I just don't know their history like that. I just know this is what people say. And when I was around this person, uh yeah, I don't see how you can catch an episode, or based on my experience. And a lot of people were saying this too. I don't see how you can catch an episode. I don't see how you can stop it. The best thing for you to do is just sit back and let it go. And let it go and be calm. What I did was, when I saw it starting, for me, I did start to notice that it was a pattern, though, that it would happen at a certain time. Now, I don't know anything about this disease from my experience, and people said this person was schizophrenic. I noticed that it would happen at a certain time, and then like other day. But I did notice that. But when it would happen, if someone is deranged and out of their mind, I really don't see how you could just reason with them and say something like, "No, you're sick, like Keisha was saying." And then he kind of like comes back to himself. I'm laughing now, but it's just but a lot of people were saying this, and I just want to keep like, I want to make sure that I say I don't have a lot of experience with this. This is just somebody that people who know this person, well, I've known this person for a long time, and when I first met the person, I knew that there was an issue, and people were saying, people who are around this person more than me were saying, yeah, this person's schizophrenic. And then when I started back going around this person, it was like the same way. People were saying, yeah, this person is schizophrenic. And so, Israel, can you cut the air on, please? Boo. Can you cut the air on? Y'all probably like, well, why you got on that sweatshirt? Hey, I like it. And most of the time I'm cold. So, but anyways, um, but definitely you cannot just say like, you can't rationalize with the person. And it's in to me, like, I stopped going around once I just saw how sick the person was, because I was just like, okay, yeah, because there's no rationalization during that episode, and no, they don't stay in it the whole time from my experience, but you just have to sit back and you be as rational as you can and pretty much agree with everything they're saying. I knew not to say, no, this is not happening, no, you're wrong. I knew not to say that. Based on the person I was around, I knew I couldn't say that, because that was just going to spark like something like a outrage. Okay, so I wanted to say that because I wanted to say that based on my experience and based on what other people were saying with people who they know was schizophrenic. My experience was the same as their experiences, and I want to put that out there before I even start this reading, okay? Because that's what she was saying that he is, okay? So let's see what came out though. Yeah, I want to see. People were saying he was cloned. I heard one person say MK Ultra. I just heard one person say that, and that's what I think. I think he's MK Ultra. I don't think he's a clone. Nobody said he's had plastic surgery. That's what I think. I think he had plastic surgery. I don't think he's a clone. I don't think they cloned him. So, throughout the reading, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think happened to him. But I could be wrong. So we got this card of creation here. This the Big Queen, and this is the Empress card in traditional tarot, and it's all about creation. So something has been created. We are. This is what I wanted to ask first. Like I said, cards just came out before I even told y'all what I wanted to ask first. But what I wanted to say was, what let's just see overall what's going on with Gucci Mane. What happened to Gucci Mane? So and so even though I didn't say it, like I said, my spiritual team already know what I wanted to say, and I didn't know what was coming out. It looks like they starting to say it already. I feel like they're saying definitely something new is going on with him. This is not him. I feel like this is something that has been created, not nothing new as far as him just becoming a different person on his own. I do feel like based on the situation, that this Gucci Mane is something that was created. So it kind of does suggest clone, okay? But like I said, since I was thinking MK Ultra Mind Control, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna rule that out or not. But and I was thinking also plastic surgery, which is a form of creating a new person, which was what they were trying to do. The PTB, or the so-called cabal, but that doesn't mean that it's not a clone. Then we have this is the Page of Pentacles in traditional tarot. So once again, I feel like, okay, so we're talking about if anyone had anything to do with this situation, this would be a woman, like a younger woman, or something that happened when, and if we're talking about Keisha, she's not old. I don't know how old she is, but she's not old. But I definitely want to put her above 45. So I don't know how old she is, but if she's younger than 45, then no, she's not old. But this is usually suggests like a really younger person. So this could have been something that started when they were younger. And if you guys know anything more about this, let me know. And look, we have the Lovers. This would be the Lovers card in traditional tarot. So this is suggesting maybe something that didn't happen right off, but something that happened. And I'm looking at this man here on the side with these two women. Maybe it's something that happened much sooner than we think. Now, I did watch a man that said, I watched a man who was saying that Gucci haven't been around since 2015. So that's like 10 years ago, okay? So if I don't know how old she is. I put her around my age. She might be a little younger than me, or around the same age. If I'm 43, then something that happened when they were 33, she could have been quite young at that time. But still, the page, it suggests someone quite, I've always looked at it like quite young, like even younger than that. But this could just stand for woman and something that has to do with money. That's what it could just be suggesting. So we have like this creation phase that has happened, and it has to do with a woman and a Lovers type situation. So that definitely sounds like this is his wife, okay? And she's the one that did the creating. But if she's the one that did the creating, maybe it was her idea to say, hey, let me turn you into this superstar. So therefore she started to suggest the plastic surgery and all that. And I'm just saying that because I think that's what that is, but it could be cloned. But now that we got that out the way, now I'm going to ask specific questions, and I'm going to see, I'm going to rule out if it's plastic surgery or if it's a clone type situation, and that's what I want Spirit to tell me now. Hold on, Spirit was telling, I just heard get out this other deck over here, the Talisman Oracle, to answer this question with. So let's see. Let's see, you guys. we got this lunar card or the moon card. Definitely phases. Something that was phased out, something that happened over time. Resilience card. But it's more, I'm looking, paying attention more to the fox. When a fox symbolism could be, known as something that's kind of mischievous or sneaky, could be her energy. And then we got grounding, something anchored. Okay, so when I'm looking at this anchor, right, something that really pulled him, when I'm getting something that really pulled him into another place, as if he's in the sunken place. When I see this anchor, what I'm seeing is somebody that's fallen, like the movie on Get Out. So as if that's what Gucci Mane is right now, in the sunken place. If he's in the sunken places, this sounds more like an MK Ultra mind control type thing, okay? If because that means that he's still there, but he's just not fully there. And the reason why I wanted to say he was more so MK Ultra mind control, you guys, is because when I saw him in concert maybe 3 years ago, um it was definitely, to me, I'm gonna say to me, because I can't say I'm always just so spiritual all the time. There was definitely something there that felt like it was still him. It didn't seem like totally just not him. Like some people, some of these celebs, I look at them and I feel like, okay, I just don't think that's them at all. But it was something in him that made me feel like it was still him. And for some people, they rather not clone. They rather MK Ultra mind control for whatever reason. And I feel like this is what I saw when I see this ankle card. And I feel like I said, over time they did this. I am definitely getting the movie Get Out. Like it was certain things she was saying. When she snapped her finger, he comes out of it. People was like, oh, this root work. I was like, nah, I've been doing root work for a long time. I've been doing root work for a long time, guys. I've been in this whole witchcraft business for a long time. And yes, things like that can happen, but no. It's that sound more like hypnosis, not really spell work, which can be a form of spell work. It can, but I don't really feel like that's what it is. I think it was hypnosis. I think it's more so like the movie Get Out. Okay, so people was like, she put a love spell on him, and I'm like, no, the cabal is not going to allow this regular woman to come in and do whatever she wants to do to a person that they're benefiting from. When Gucci Mane hit this popularity, okay, then now he is a part of the cabal for whatever deal that he signed. Okay, so she's not going to have her way with him and say, okay, well, I'm going to put him under this love spell. No, they're not going to allow that. But what they will allow is for her to become his handler, and they put him under whatever hypnosis they wanted to put him under. And that's what that's what I'm getting, that's what I'm seeing right now. And I think that this who she is, this fox, okay? And like I said, it happened. Oh, I was holding up the wrong card. I was about to say that it happened in cycles. It didn't happen all of a sudden. But while I'm talking about her, this is exactly who I'm talking about, her, this fox-like energy, okay? But I definitely feel like it happened in cycles. I felt like they took a little bit of him as the years went on. I feel like, and that's what people do with plastic surgery. They gradually take they gradually make these like little subtle improvements, what they will call, and then all of a sudden they're totally different. And then but with that being said, you guys, I'm looking up on this cartoon right now that's on, and it's funny how Big City Greens, they're in the sea, and they're like under the sea, and like the grandmother, she comes out with this like pitchfork or whatever, and it was just reminding me of that anchor that I saw. And I'm looking at how they're mermaids, and they're kind of like at the bottom of the sea, so that kind of like confirms what I've been saying, what I was just saying about him being in a sunken place. And if he's in a sunken place, and that's more so MK Ultra mind control, I'm not all the way ruling out cloning yet. Safe Travel came out. I'm not all the way ruling out cloning, just because there could be more than one of him, like some people were suggesting. Happiness. I'm gonna go back to my other cards, because I can't use these cards this long. I only use these cards when I'm led to, before they start doing some crazy. So what I mean by that is it's something about these cards. Whoever the creator of them was, I don't know. There's something about, and it's like it doesn't. Intuition. Okay, it's like it's something about the way they were created, because I'm always like constantly cleansing these cards. Okay, so anyways, in order to get them to act right, so we have safe travels, and we have happiness, and we have intuition. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that with the safe travels card, I instantly heard, y'all, when I look up, I keep seeing these anchors. Now there's a picture on the wall of the anchor, and that's exactly what I heard when I saw this safe travels. I feel like not necessarily a safe travel, but I feel like that's what Gucci Mane at right now. I feel like he's just kind of traveling like in like whichever dimension he's in right now, whatever sunken place he's in right now. I think they just kind of confirming this. And I feel like this is a situation with this happiness card. I feel like this is a situation, of course, that a lot of people benefited from. And so when they do things like this, it's usually not just one person. There might be one person that they send to make sure that everything stays and goes how it's supposed to go. Because if they are under MK Ultra, then there are certain times where they can malfunction, or they can snap back into themselves, and she's there to snap her fingers to keep him, in that place. So it's a lot of people with this happiness card. That's what I'm getting. It's a lot of people that benefited from this situation. Intuition. What I'm getting is a lot of people. Everybody that instantly said that, hey, something is going on with her. If people that basically saw him just like kind of like in this zombie state, and she's kind of taking over the whole conversation. I feel like this card is just coming out to just basically say, yeah, it was kind of clear. A lot of people's intuition was on to this. 24 minutes. Okay, I don't want this to be that long. So I'm getting the same thing though, you guys. I'm getting MK Ultra. So the Page of Cups. Yeah, this is what I'm getting with this card. What I'm getting is, this is definitely somebody that, not saying that this is necessarily what this card means, because I tell y'all all the time, I am an intuitive reader. So I don't really go by the meaning of the cards. Sometimes I do. But what I'm getting with this card is that she definitely saw the benefit in this. She definitely felt like this was going to bring her the success she wanted, bring her the, I guess, the finances she wanted, whatever she wanted. And we're talking about his wife. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask now, is it cloned? Is it plastic surgery? Because I just want to ask, because what my reading is suggesting what I was already thinking, because I feel like it was my intuition that was saying that. And I'm just going to get some cards out that's going to like point me to one or the other. So I think I just asked that. I'm going to ask again. So the first thing that I'm looking at is this knife card. A bunch of knives. And what do they say? Going under the knife. Okay, that's what people say, going under the knife. And then, like I said, it was a process. And where they just took a little bit at a time. So I feel like he did this a number of times. And I do feel like that there was an offer that was made for the lady. And I feel like this was her. I know the picture's kind of suggesting that she was like, nah, she don't want it or whatever. But I feel like when this offer came to her, basically she might not have wanted it at first. But I'm looking at this card. That's all she saw was like good luck, fortune, money. So she took that offer. She took that when they said okay. And I feel like, okay, you know what I'm getting? When they said, somebody said that Gucci Mane was, and she definitely, she took advantage of this situation. That's what I was thinking. Somebody was saying, like, allegedly Gucci Mane like got raped and brutally attacked by like 10 men when he was locked up, because they said this homosexual came and licked the ice cream that was on his face. So Gucci Mane unalived the homosexual, and so they said when he did that, that like sparked some of the gang that the homosexual was affiliated with, and they came and beat up Gucci Mane real bad, and a lot of people felt like that left him unalived. But I felt like he wasn't unalived at that time. I think he was still alive, but they took advantage of the fact that, and I feel like it wasn't really. I feel like it wasn't really like this gang that came in. I feel like these people was affiliated with the cabal. And when they heard that Gucci Mane did that, that was their opportunity to come in. And so-called beat him up and rape him, and like that man was explaining, basically take his manhood away. And then if anybody rape you, man or woman, you're never going to be the same after that. So when they basically weakened him, they took advantage of that and said, okay, now it's time for us to make you into who we want you to be. They could have cloned him at that time, but instead they said, okay, we're weakening you. For someone who has a mindset that's strong, how they said Gucci Mane was, you have to weaken that type of person down, okay? So in order for them to get their agenda, and Miss Lady, she had to agree with it. Even if she turned it down at first, she eventually saw all of this. So therefore, she said yes to this, and they gave her the idea. So now that I was asking specifically, and I know I was asking it before, but I wanted to get a more clear answer. So now that I'm asking specifically, was it plastic surgery, was it a clone? And I definitely feel like this is suggesting that it was plastic surgery. They came at her with the plan to not clone him, but basically let's make him and turn him into this superstar. We're going to ultra mind control him, and you're going to be the handler. And she did not want to turn this down. Okay. And so that's what they did. They're not so quick to just clone everybody, especially if it's just gonna be so obvious. And then a lot of people are saying it's obvious now. I mean, it is to me. But somebody with like a strong mind like that, they more so will MK Ultra mind control them so they can control their mind, instead of cloning. And so that's why he looks so different. But I always say this card comes out. This card comes out when people are probably listening to the reader and they're saying, for me in my deck, okay, this is like the justice card, okay, y'all. But like I always say, for me in my deck, looking at how she's looking, when people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, but spirit is like, hey, listen up, listen to what she's saying. So it's like it's a confirmation for me, and I tell people that. But this is the justice card, okay? Like as if it's going to be not the justice card, the judgment card, my bad. As if a lot of people that's doing this stuff, they're not going to continue to get away with this stuff, just ruining people's lives, just taking people and feel like lies and feel like they can control it. That's why a lot of people was like on it. I'm so glad that a lot of people are waking up now. And spirit, now all I want you to do is kind of like, what was I going to ask? One thing I wanted to ask though was, I'm looking at the card to see, was Keisha, is she still who she is? Because I see she's gotten some plastic surgery done, or she could be also, she could also be, she could be like a clone herself. Because that first card was like, okay, she turned it down. And then the next card said that, but she saw the money. And I'm wondering now, that's what I usually take the first thing that I hear. But I also heard that, especially when the first card came out, that there could be more than one person playing this. So I'm going to see if she's really herself. Now, this card came out a little while ago. I put it back in the deck because I felt like it wasn't, it was just coming out. It's coming out again. And what I feel like is, this is definitely someone that went to like, that went through like a lot to get this done. Like, this person knew very well what they were doing, whoever this was, and they went through so much. They invested so much to get this man, Gucci Mane, to be the person that he is today. They went through a lot to do that, okay? And so I'm going to see. So since I was curious if that's even the real her, that's what I want to see, if that's even the real her. We have the star card here. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, she's real. Whoever this person is, real protective over the money. Is this really the real Keisha, or is this a clone? We got the Hierophant. Definitely handler type situation. Okay, Spirit, keep telling me. keep leaning us to see what this is, who she is. It's definitely giving handling situation. The star card is suggesting she wanted to be bigger than him. And look, this card came out again. And I really feel like this is the real her. I feel like that's the real her. She has plastic surgery now, but she's not a clone, and she knows exactly what she is. She knows exactly what she is doing. She knows exactly what she's doing, because this is the card we started out with, and I feel like she's been this way for a long time, and maybe someone that knows her, because I don't know anything about her. I know she is like, oh my gosh, her fashion, like she has like a good amount of fashion sense, which makes me feel like that it really is her, because when you look at her fashion, she doesn't really look like she gets someone just dresses her. She looks like she dresses herself, which indicates that she's definitely a real person if she's able to have a natural fashion sense. That's how I look at it. She's able to have a natural fashion sense, so that's naturally in her. She's a real fashionable person. Now, celebrities always work with a lot of different fashion people now, but that doesn't mean that they don't have any natural fashion sense. Like Cardi B works with a lot of fashionable people that dress her, stylists and everything, but she has a natural fashion sense. But when it comes to like Beyonce or Nicki Minaj, you can tell that they let their stylists dictate what they wear. You can tell that it's not their natural fashion sense. Me, as a fashion person, I can kind of tell those things, that some people are just not fashionable people, and you can tell they're naturally not. Okay, but Keisha, I can tell that she's just naturally is, which would suggest to me that she's in her right mind. So she just looks different now. She's always been really pretty to me, but hey, those people who want to be a star, they want to look as perfect as they possibly can. So I do feel like this is something that started a long time ago. I feel like she's probably been this way for a while. And if anybody know her, will probably say, yeah, she's always been that type of person that was out for a certain lifestyle, And I feel like she started her workings on him a long time ago too. And this is definitely the real her, if anybody wanted to know about that. And I think that I am through the reading, you guys. I think I said everything. In case I forgot about anything, I'm going to see if Spirit want to give any more messages. Spirit might give you guys a message if there's nothing else that they want to say about the Gucci Mane situation, because I feel like I got that out now. I feel like that my suspicions were true. I asked whether he was a clone of MK Ultra, and that's what it suggests to me, that he was in a sunken place, and that's what it suggests to me. Those knives that came out, that it was more so that he's more so plastic surgery. That he is the real Gucci Mane, but you might as well say he ain't the real Gucci Mane no more if he's in a sunken place, and if he's like looking totally different now. I pulled this card the other day. And it's a little change of a subject. And I didn't know what the card meant. And something told me to look in the book at what it meant. And this was basically saying that this is what I'm going to say to you guys. So receive the message. Anything that you've been going through, and you feel like you've just been juggling a lot. You feel like you've had a whole lot going on. You think that that life is just starting to get a little too tough for you because you've had a lot in your hands. You got a lot of baggage that you're carrying right now, a lot of responsibility. So this card can indicate that I'm just thinking about what I want to say, you guys. I know what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to think of how to say it. just know that the things that you have been juggling is about to come to, you're about to start balancing some things out, okay? um Sometimes things are not necessarily just taken away from us, but they get more balanced out. And I feel like for you guys, you will want things, you want your life to become more balanced out, and that's what's about to happen. I feel like, yeah, I feel like victory is on its way, success is on its way. A lot of things, like I was just saying. But you guys are going to defeat this. They got the best of Gucci Mane. But life is not going to get the best of you, okay? For one, when stuff like that happens, I mean, you've lived a certain type of life, okay? You lived a certain type of life with Gucci Mane, and then you shook hands with some of the wrong people, and then now your protectors are not protecting you anymore, but your protectors, you out there, the collective, your protectors are protecting you, and some of your worst battles are coming to the end because I feel like you have defeated them. And I see this 10 of Pentacles card just sticking out right here. I see it, so I'm gonna pull it. And your finances are about to take a dramatic turn. Forget what it looks like. Forget what it looks like. And you're like, Gabrielle, when? I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's see when. Because you're like, okay, if this stuff is going to happen, when it's going to happen? Because I want this, like, off of me. Good news is coming in, you guys. Good news is coming in. So I feel like get ready for certain things to... This card wanted to come out. I don't like that card, but hold on. Get ready for certain things to happen that you want to happen. If you guys are looking for certain approvals, look out for these approvals. If you guys are wanting certain promotions, look out for these promotions. If you want some kind of advance, look out for this advance. Somebody is trying to get... I'm hearing something about a loan. And then I'm also hearing, but you're not going to need it. And it might not be that you're going to get the money for it, but this situation is going to be balanced out. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, I think somebody is going to gift you something. Somebody's going to give somebody something. I'm looking at this card that's right here on the bottom of the deck. You're definitely going to be gifted something that you need, okay? So, wish fulfillment. The thing that you have been praying for, what is the number one thing that you want? That number one thing that you want is going to happen, okay? And I'm just pulling card by card that's on the bottom of the deck. That's what I'm led to do. They're all resonating. Somebody's basket is about to overflow, okay? So this is the 8 of Cups, which can it probably means something different, but what I'm getting is that somebody's cup is about to overflow. Overflow is coming into your life. New beginnings, positive new beginnings is coming. Receive this message, you guys. Okay, I'm about to end the message. I might pull one more card. This Hangman card. Somebody, yeah, so just expect for your life to totally take a total turn around, okay? If it's been chaotic, peace is coming. Peace is coming for you guys. If it's been chaotic, if it's just been so much going on and you don't know, I'm hearing somebody's robbing Peter to pay Paul and you wonder, should you do this or should you do that? Peace is coming. Don't make any dramatic decisions right now. Something about what's going on in the astrals right now. Oh, probably because of Mercury retrograde is coming up. That's why you don't need to be making no dramatic decisions. So, and I remember when Tabitha Brown is saying, okay, you owe a lot of people, and you was robbing Peter to pay Paul, because you trying to make this dream work. It's time to get a job. Okay, you better make sure you're led before you start taking advice of these internet people, and you don't know how they got their success. I don't care how nice they sing, because I like Miss Tab too, but I'm nobody's dummy. Okay, what they always want is for us to get into their system and stay into their system, especially us. Okay, and for us to work for someone, because the number one thing they don't want us to do is to have our own stuff. Okay, now she has her own stuff, but that does not mean that she's not a part of the agenda. But I'm not saying that she is. So with that being said, you better ask your spiritual team before you go out there and make a decision like that. Okay, so not saying that sometimes you don't have to go back into the workforce. You might have to, or not necessarily have to. If you have the faith to climb you out of it, that will help you. Because when I tell you guys, I've been in this situation for 5 months now, and I have not went back to the stereotypical 9 to 5, and no one, like people tell me all the time, no one can do what I do, but I can't do what I do. The reason I do what I do is because of my faith, and because my spiritual team, my ancestors, Yahweh, have my back, have me and my child's back. Okay, and so naturally this would not work. But you better ask your spiritual team before you do something like that, because you don't want to get yourself into a detrimental situation. Because I see peace is coming for you guys. Okay, for one, don't make any irrational or any kind of decision right now. Try to wait to at least after Mercury is direct. And also somebody's crown chakra, like balance your crown chakra, somebody, please. Because my head, oh my gosh, through this whole time, and I need to do some work for myself too, but I'm really feeling that message for you guys. And I was about to say, it's very important that you don't do anything detrimental right now. You don't want to mess up your path based on something somebody else says. If your spiritual team say go back to work, do that. Go back, get you a 9 to 5, do that. Because I'm not knocking that. Okay, but I will say that that's part of their system. That's what they want us to do. So if you can stay out of that, even though you're robbing Peter to pay Paul right now, I understand. What you have to do, you guys, when you're borrowing or when you're asking for money, make sure you just go ahead and tell people, like, hey, this is going to have to be a gift, because I am not going to be dishonest and say I can pay back when you know you probably can't. Just go ahead and tell people that, and you'll be surprised how many people will just appreciate you being honest, so that they're not going to sit around and wait on their money, and they'll help you anyways. That way you won't owe anybody. Me, like when I was going through my situation, I was doing a lot of asking, a lot of borrowing, and then I started to say that, so now I don't owe anybody anything. Okay, so make sure you do that. But like I said, peace is coming for you guys. And I feel like that's what some of you want to hear. Like, okay, that's all I want to hear. I just want to hear that my life is like about to take a turn, and it's like, and peace is coming. I just like to hear that peace is coming. Healing energy. Remember, I was just telling you guys about the crown chakra? About your crown chakra? Yeah, so you guys have undergone a whole lot, okay? And I'm getting a whole lot of stress. So make sure you're doing your spiritual baths. Make sure you're balancing your chakras. Make sure you're getting grounded. I was telling you guys before how protected you are. You are. This protection card is right here. So a lot of your battles that you face is definitely coming to an end if it's not already ended. You know what? Some of you guys, you just don't know that your battle is already over with. The reason you don't know is because it feels like that you're still in it, but you don't know that Yahweh don't have any more battles for you to face. You might not be in the place that you want to be yet, but you don't know that Yahweh don't have any more surprises for you. Yahweh don't have any more tests for you. Yahweh don't have any more hard hills for you to climb. That's not coming. So you don't even know that your battle is over with. So once you just start saying, okay, it's over with, that's when, even though, like, say you don't have no money right now, that's when money starts to come in. Money starts to flow because there are no more, that's what I'm getting. There are no more hard battles for you. Like if you were running out of money and didn't have enough of money to pay your bills, get grocery, or something like that. You don't know that, say you was facing stuff like that every week. You don't know that next week it's not going to be like that. You're probably expecting that to happen next week, but the battle ended this week and you don't even know. Yahweh says that the battle ended for you. The battle has already ended. There's no more hard things ahead of you. You might not know how you're going to pay that bill tomorrow, but Yahweh don't have any hard battles or any more tests for you because you've already passed all of them. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. So that bill that you have to pay tomorrow is going to already get paid. There's no more hard battles for you. There's no more waiting on certain things to happen or waiting for things to manifest, because now it's just going to happen. But you don't want to draw in the wrong things. You don't want to start manifesting the wrong things just because you don't know that your battle is over with. So I'm here to tell you that your battle is over with, so you can start thinking positive. And I just feel like I'm hearing it was something that somebody was doing every day, because it's like you were in a struggle. So it was something you was doing every day. Penny pitching, something like that, and you was doing it like every other day. It's something that you had to do every other day. And you're thinking that you might have to do it again, but you're not going to have to do it again, because like you were doing it because it was part of the test. Okay, so Yahweh ended that test for you probably last week. And that's probably why you haven't had to go through that again. Yahweh ended that test for you maybe 2 days ago, and you don't know. So you're expecting for that cycle to continue. You're expecting for you to do whatever you had to do. Like, say you had to get up every morning, shovel through snow, go get your kids, and then um uh be in a bunch of traffic, and then go by the grocery store, and then you know that you can't cut your car off, because if you cut your car off it's gonna take a long time to cut back on, and you were doing that cycle every day. So that's just literally something that I just thought of, you guys. Where it came from. I'm just hearing like something that you were doing all the time, like you was pressing your weight every day, and that was what you were doing every single day. But you don't know that you don't have to do that no more, because Yahweh already ended it for you. So just expect for like that new car to come. Just expect for that snow to melt. You see what I'm saying? Yahweh sent me to tell you guys that your struggle is over with. And you need to know that so you won't manifest more of a struggle. Okay? Okay, and that's all. So, you guys, I am doing personal readings right now. Email me and I will send you a price list. And also, one thing that I don't talk about a lot is this is nails and divination. I haven't did a nail video in like, I think I put one up like a month ago, but I did like a spell reading like a couple of months ago, but not reading, but video. But I do do spells, and I do them all the time actually for people. So I do hexes. I do readings first to see the person even deserves the hex, because you can't just hex people just because you're mad at them. I do hexes. I do hex removals. I do blockage removals. I do money manifestations. This is all stuff that I've done here lately. I've done, and everyone that I have worked for, every it has worked every single time. Everything that I have done has worked every single time. So yeah, even in my own life, and it was kind of hard for me in my own life, because when you're a chosen, you can do as many spells as you want to. Well, that don't mean that your spiritual team is just gonna let them go by, because there's certain things that you have to go through. Okay, but that's all, y'all. That's all. Let me know what you thought about this Gucci Mane reading and your opinions on it, or how you feel about the situation. And yeah, continue to come grow with me and subscribe so we can become a part of each other's tribe. Bye.